Hi guys, this is my son Cole, and he's going to help us with ratios today because he has a very specific way he likes to eat his Lucky Charms. Cole, what do you like to have on your spoon of Lucky Charms?
3 cereal and 1 marshmallow.
All right, can we show them your spoon? So he likes to have 3 cereals and 1 marshmallows on his spoonful of Lucky Charms. Now, we could count all those out, making spoonfuls of 3 cereals and 1 marshmallow. Cole, can you go ahead and dump that in there in the green bowl, and then can you make yourself another spoonful?
Sure.
3 cereals and 1 marshmallow, so he's going to dig that out. Might have to use your fingers, bud, they're clean. And dump that in. Okay, make another one.
Well, that's easy. These 3 are stuck together.
Oh, that's perfect. All right, hold up. That's going to take a really long time, isn't it, Cole?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe we should talk about how to do it the math way, so you could just count how many cereals and marshmallows you need without making all those spoonfuls. What do you think? Okay, let's do that. All right, let's talk about the math way to do this. I've made a quick table, so I just have my 2 kinds of things that I'm making a ratio of, marshmallow and cereal pieces. And Cole says that he really likes to have 1 marshmallow for every 3 pieces. Now, we went ahead and spooned a couple of those out. So Cole, when we did 2 spoonfuls, right, we ended up with, excuse me, guys, 2 marshmallows
And 6 cereal.
and 6 cereal pieces. Okay, how about when we did 3 spoonfuls?
We ended up with 3 marshmallows, and that would be 9 cereal.
Okay, so if you'll notice what we've done, every time we're changing that, we're actually multiplying the top and the bottom by the same number. So when we had 2 spoonfuls, we took the top times 2. 1 times 2 is 2. We took the bottom times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. And then we had 3 spoonfuls, so we took the top times 3. 1 times 3 is 3. And the bottom times 3. And in this way, we're making equivalent ratios. 3 times 3 is 9. We have to remember to take the top and the bottom times the same number, or we can just count up, like Cole did when he was at first doing it this way. Now, Cole likes to have at least 12 spoonfuls of cereal in his cereal snack, not in his breakfast or lunch, but in his cereal snack, at least 12 bites of cereal. So if we're going to move from 1 spoonful to 12 spoonfuls, stop and think for a minute. How much would we need to take both the top and the bottom times? Cole, you think about it for a minute. I'm going to ask you to think about it. If I need 12 spoonfuls, what am I going to take the top times and the bottom times? What do you think? For 2 spoonfuls, I took everything times 2. For 3 spoonfuls, I took everything times 3. So what do I take it times?
12.
12. He says I need to take everything times 12. So I'm going to take 1 times 12 and 3 times 12. I'm going to let you sit and think about that for just a minute. Think about what those answers would be in our final snack bowl of cereal that Cole's getting ready to have. Cole, I bet you can help me with the first part.
I will.
1 times 12?
Uh-huh.
What is that?
1, 12.
It's 12. He says that's 12. Okay, and then 3 times 12 is, oh, he was going to pull his calculator out. I'm going to help him out with it. It's 36. So in Cole's snack bowl of cereal, we need to have 12 marshmallow pieces and 36 cereal pieces. There is another way to do that. This is a little quicker than drawing a table if you know what your end result needs to be. So another way to do this is with equivalent fractions. And guys, we've done this before. We've done this so many times, especially with our map work, our spiral wristband practice, spiral review every morning that we used to have, or every beginning of class we used to have. So I have marshmallows over cereal is the ratio that I have. And we've already talked about that ratios look a lot like fractions and they work a lot like fractions. So my original ratio is 1 to 3. Marshmallows to cereal equals 1 to 3. Now Cole wants 12 bites. So if he's going to get 12 bites, I'm going to have to take the top times 12 and the bottom times 12. 1 times 12 is 12. Over 3 times 12 is 36. And that's just another way to work out those equivalent ratios. And now we're counting out Cole's cereal. And he's enjoying a slow-mo bite of his favorite ratio of Lucky Charms. We're going to go over a few more examples before I show you your homework today. All right, we just practiced equivalent ratios, taking a look what an equivalent ratio is with the Lucky Charms activity with the help of my son Cole. And really, equivalent ratios are just ratios that name the same comparison with a different total amount of things. There are 2 ways that we will practice making equivalent ratios, and those are using tables and also simply multiplying or dividing both terms by the same number. We made a table with marshmallows and cereal and multiplied each time to increase the total number of things, but we had to make sure that we multiply the top term and the bottom term in that table by the same number. Same thing if we're talking about just writing that ratio and making an equivalent ratio from that. For example, let's say that Cole likes to have 3 marshmallows to every 7 pieces of cereal. If that's the ratio that we're looking at and we want to make 2 bites of cereal, we would take both terms times 2 to find out that we would need total 6 marshmallows to 14 pieces of cereal. Well, let's think about it a little different way. I've got a little baggie full of Lucky Charms, and in it I have 8 marshmallows and 20 pieces of cereal. This time I don't want to make more. I actually want to divide it out. I have 4 friends sitting at a table, and I want to share this among them. So I want each of them to have a serving of Lucky Charms cereal. I want to make sure that they all get the same ratio of marshmallows to cereal pieces, though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both of those terms by the same number. And if I have 4 friends, I need to divide by 4. So 8 divided by 4 and 20 divided by 4 gives me an equivalent ratio of 2 to 5. So every person would get 2 marshmallows for every 5 pieces of cereal. Let's do a few things to practice this, and then I will show you some things in Canvas to help you this week, and then you can get started on your work. One place we often see equivalent ratios used is when we're doing some kind of a cooking or making a recipe. Sometimes you want to make more than the recipe is going to make, or sometimes you want to make less. So you might have to multiply or divide to find out how much of each ingredient you actually need. For example, if I were making 7 cups of lemonade, and to do that I need 5 cups of lemon concentrate and 2 cups of water, but I decided that I need to make 3 times that amount. I don't want 7 cups, I actually want 21 cups of lemonade. So the question is, how much lemon concentrate and how much water do you need to make 3 times the original recipe? We can set up that table. We can set it up with lemon concentrate and water, 5 to 2, and then we can multiply times 2 to find out what it would be if I had 2 times the recipe, and multiply both the top and the bottom times 3 to find out what it would be if I have 3 times the recipe. So 5 times 2 is 10, 2 times 2 is 4, 5 times 3 is 15, and 2 times 3 is 6. So final answer is that I need 15 cups of lemon concentrate for every 6 cups of water if I'm making 3 times the recipe. I can also set this up as a ratio that's just one number over the other, and I would take both things times 3. So I have 5 cups of lemon concentrate to 2 cups of water, and 5 times 3 and 2 times 3 to get 15 to 6. Same answer, 15 cups of lemon concentrate to 6 cups of water, 15 cups of lemon concentrate to 6 cups of water. All right, I'm going to ask you guys on the next page to have a piece of scratch paper handy. So go ahead and pause if you need that scratch paper and a pencil so that you can do some work with me. So on this next slide, we have 2 practice items. Let's talk about the top. It's using that table. And we have a bouquet, and in the bouquet there are 3 lilies and 7 roses. We want to use our table to find out how many lilies and roses we would need if we had 4 bouquets of flowers. So I set up my table with lilies and roses, 3 lilies to 7 roses. And for the first column, I'm just going to take everything times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 7 times 2 is 14. All right, this is where it's your turn. So I want you to take everything times 3 for this column and times 4 for this column to find out how many total lilies and roses I'd need if I have 4 bouquets. All right, I hope you did it. Let's find out. With 3 bouquets, that's 9 lilies and 21 roses. 4 bouquets is 12 lilies and 28 roses because 3 times 4 is 12 and 7 times 4 is 28. And that's our final answer. The next question is simply asking us to find some equivalent ratios. We get to make up what they are. So there could be lots of answers on this one. You guys can have a little creativity if you want. Use some larger numbers if you desire to do that. We have a ratio of basketballs to soccer balls, and the ratio is 2 to 5. You need to come up with 3 equivalent ratios for 2 to 5. An easy one to start with might be to take both things times 2. So 2 times 2 and 5 times 2. Hint, giant hint, you get 4 over 10. 4 to 10. Go ahead and pause and come up with a list of 3 equivalent ratios. All right, again, I hope you really paused. It's really good practice for you just to take a minute and jot these down as we're working through them. So you might have gotten 4 to 10, that was taking everything times 2. 6 to 15 would be taking everything times 3, and 8 to 20 is taking everything times 4. All right, let's go into Canvas. Let's take a look at what Canvas looks like, and I want to show you guys a couple of things that I think will really help you this week. There are problems that I've noticed some of us are having, and so I think we could all benefit from just seeing this. So let me get out of this and let's get into Google Chrome. And just so you know, Google Chrome is one of the better web browsers to use. Firefox also seems to work well. Sometimes Microsoft doesn't work as good as it could. So I'm going to open a new tab and I'm going to type in usd250.instructure.com. That is our website. And once you're logged in, it pulls up your classes. If you do not see 6th grade math, all students, there are some things you can do to find it. This is our class. You can click on courses on the left-hand side, and hopefully you find 6th grade math in your list here. If it's not there, click on all courses, and it should be somewhere in this list. The reason my 6th grade math pops up right away is because I have this star filled in. So if I unclick that star, it's not filled in anymore. You want to make sure that star is filled in so our class shows up first for you. And then when you click on that class, it automatically opens the modules, and that's where all the work is that you need to do. You'll notice that everything is in this continuous learning module. That's because this is a special module for this year because we are stuck at home instead of being at school together. Teacher contact information is there. It is still there for you. Everything from last week is under week 1. And if you have not yet completed everything that you need to complete for week 1, I will be reaching out to you to try to help you finish it. This is how we're holding you accountable, guys. It's not like we're taking tests or we are sitting in class keeping track of attendance. This is attendance, this is your grades, this is everything right now. You have to complete your work. That's how we're keeping you accountable for making sure you're engaging in the continuous learning plan. And we're working really hard to make that work for you. I know it's different. I completely understand. Everything's different in my life right now. but we are really trying to make it so that it's manageable and that you guys can get the work done that you need to get done. So make sure you've completed everything from week 1. Lots of us have forgotten to do the discussion board. A few of us are missing the ratio work. In week 2, we have 3 things here to get done. The first one is a discussion board. So when you click on that, it's going to open this discussion. I already had it pulled up so we wouldn't have to wait. And when you get this discussion open, there are 3 questions there. What's the hardest part of distance learning from last week? What's your favorite part of distance learning from last week? And what's your favorite thing to watch? So the hardest part of distance learning from last week for me was not having you guys in front of me. That was hard. Trying to help people over the internet when video doesn't work great all the time, or email is not working, or I'm not at my computer when you're at your computer. So that was tough, but I really think we're going to get it figured out. So if it felt hard to you, if it felt overwhelming, guys, I promise we are working so hard to make sure that we take care of any problems that we're noticing for you guys. My favorite part was getting to talk to you, whether I got to talk to you on the discussion board or got to talk to you over email or I saw your face on Google Meet. That was really awesome, and I really, really enjoyed that. Favorite thing to watch since we've been away from school? Gosh, I've been thinking about this one. I actually had a different answer earlier. I recorded this once before and it didn't work. So I think that my favorite thing to watch has been Nailed It. I don't know if you guys like Nailed It, but I like Nailed It. It's kind of fun. It's funny. My son and I get a kick out of watching it together. We watch Nailed It together, and then we also watch Lemony Snicket's Unfortunate Events. We're reading those books and watching along as we read. So those are probably my 2 favorites, just because I get to hang out with my son when we do it. So it's kind of our chill time at night. I want you guys to answer these questions in this discussion board so I can check in with you to see what's hard, what you're liking, what you're not liking, those kinds of things. So when you respond to the discussion board, I know that was a trick. Some of us didn't know what to do or what to press. You need to come down here and see where it says reply. You're going to click, and it's going to pull up this whole window. And then you click again, and you have a place to type. So you type your answers here. Can't even spell today. And once you have your answers there, you will click post reply. Now, I am going to go ahead and post reply just so you guys can see this. Once I do that, maybe, come on. It's not working. Oh, I know why it's not working, and it's not actually open yet. It's not open until Monday, and I'm recording this on Sunday. Once you do that, you guys can reply to each other. So you can go through and read what somebody else has written and say hi to your friends and check in with each other. So this isn't just a place for teachers to answer you guys. As long as you're staying school appropriate and doing appropriate responses, this is a place for you guys to interact with each other. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. So make sure you do this discussion board first thing this coming week. The next thing that's on our list, if we go to week 2, is generate equivalent ratios. So that is what we just practiced with the Lucky Charms and the 3 examples on the slide. I'm going to open this week 2, and at the top it says generate equivalent ratios. So you are going to do just a few things in Pearson this time, not as many things as you did last time. Okay, I know the Pearson was hard. It was hard for the teachers too. It was not showing us some of your work. It wasn't pulling things up. I know some of you had trouble loading it. So we are not going to use the workbook part of Pearson, but we're still going to use some of the examples in Pearson. Here at the top are going to be your teacher's videos. So this is where my video link will be. The other teachers will have video links there too. So if you want to watch and see how they teach it, that might be kind of fun to do. In Pearson, you're going to watch the Virtual Nerd. How do you find equivalent ratios? That has been assigned to you. That will open up Monday. Then you're going to complete and turn in these things. You're going to do example 1 and try it. So you're going to watch, listen, answer those questions. You're going to do example 2 and try it. Watch, listen, answer those questions. And example 3 and try it. Watch, listen, answer questions. So these 4 things, Virtual Nerd, example 1, example 2, and example 3, those are done in Pearson this week, okay? The other thing you're going to do is complete your workbook, but complete it on Google. So we will not be doing the workbook in Pearson anymore. I know that has been a real difficulty for us. So you're going to click And this is going to pull up a copy document. So you're going to make a copy of the workbook pages that we've set up in Google Slides. So you'll make a copy and it'll open a document just for you to work on. If I were you, I would maybe put your name at the front of this document. So Miss Bartlow, you can see how I clicked right in there in the title. I deleted the beginning. I'll put Miss Bartlow, lesson 5.2, generate equivalent expressions. And then I can look and complete the assignment right here. I'm going to zoom in. So I'm going to grab this little magnifying glass and I'll probably go to 100% here. And you can see that we have it set up so that you type your answers in a text box right over the top of these pages. So these are pictures of the pages from the workbook. The first problem here is a table to complete. So you have to use multiplication to find ratios that are equivalent to 4, 5. I can see that I need to do this one because I'm doing numbers 5 through 10. So I will grab this little text box here and I'm going to draw a text box right over the place where I need to enter an answer. And then I can type. So if you're watching this video, bonus for you, because I'm going to do the first one for you. 4 times 2 is 8. I knew you knew it. 4 times 3 is 12. Gosh, you guys are so smart. Okay. All right, last one. 4 times 4, 16. Awesome job. All right, then I'm going to hit enter, and I can hit enter again, and even again if I want to bring me down below so it looks like I'm typing right over those boxes, and I'm going to do the same on the bottom. 5 times 2, 10. You got this. 5 times 3, 15. I heard it. I heard it from somebody. And 5 times 4, 20. Awesome job. So you're going to do that for each of the problems. You're going to go and grab a new text box, scroll down to the problem, read it, grab the text box, and put those in. If you are online during my office hours, Monday at 1 and Tuesday at 10 and 1, I will work through the problems on this page with you. So not only will you earn a ticket for our drawing, which I might do at the end of the week because we've got some low turnout on the Google Hangout. So maybe just those people that have been really on it will get to participate in the drawing, but you'll get a ticket and you'll get guidance on filling out these first few problems. So that's how you fill these in. And if you'll take a look, on this page, we're doing numbers 5 through 10. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On the next slide, which I can get to by clicking over here, I scroll to the top to see what I need to do. I'm going to do, oops, went too far, 11 through 18. 11 through 18. That's all of this page. So 11 through 18 is all of this page. And the next page, I'm only doing 23 and 24. So I only have to do 23 and 24. That's your assignment for week 2, ratios. All right, I've switched views to show you how to submit this on Canvas using Google Drive. So once you finish all your workbook pages, you're going to need to submit them to us. So right here it says submit assignment. Click on that, and then it's going to bring you actually down to the bottom of the assignment is where it's bringing you. There are lots of different choices. If you don't see Google Drive, you're going to need to click more and find Google Drive. It may ask you to connect your Google Drive account to this. Now, it's not going to let me actually submit anything because I'm pretending to be a student. I'm not actually a student. But once you're in Google Drive, you're going to need to search for your assignment. So you might have to search for 5.2 or search for your name if you put that in the title. But you're going to search and then click and submit your assignment here. It's kind of yelling at me. Let's see, and I believe it won't let me play in here and show you that, but this is where you would submit it. So you're going to find your assignment in your Google Drive because that's where it will be saved after you make a copy of the workbook pages. Find the assignment, find lesson 5.2, click on it and submit it to us. Once you've found it, you'll also need to click submit assignment, and that will submit an assignment to your teachers. All right, the last thing you need to do this week, and I'm going to leave student view here for a minute, so I was in the view that you guys would see, is your enrichment. And enrichment is the same as it has been. We are checking in to see who's doing that enrichment. This is a way for you to get practice on the specific things that you need to get practice on. So khanacademy.org/mappers, we'd like you to spend at least 30 minutes on Khan Academy. And if you're in my class, you know that I've been tracking that. I've been marking it as incomplete or complete based on whether or not you've gotten those learning minutes in. All right, thanks guys. I have enjoyed talking to you. I would love to talk with you. Hop on a Google Meet again on Monday at 1, Tuesday at 10, and Tuesday at 1. I'm going to be going over those first 5 questions of our workbook and helping you with any questions that you might have of our workbook pages. You will get a ticket for hopping on with me. And as I think about it, I think I'm going to offer a bonus ticket to anyone that gets on and then also completes their work by the end of the day, Tuesday. So you need to have all your assignments done by then. You'll have 2 tickets, and we'll do another drawing for a gift certificate. It doesn't have to be to somewhere to eat. If I send you a message and say that you've won, it could be to anywhere that I can get an online gift certificate at this point to send to you. So I hope you guys have a great week. I look forward to seeing you online and helping you in any way that I can. I hope you have a wonderful one. Bye, guys.